And it says we are live. Hello everybody.
Hey everyone.
I'd say last minute. I mean, I don't. Let me. I'm going to bring this up on my phone, just so I know, because sometimes the app, the chat is kind of laggy. Oh, my phone's about to die. Fantastic. Crossed paths. Whoops.
We are live. We're there.
There we go. Yeah, I'm just bringing it up on my phone. And it says one person, which is me. Yeah. So I like to advertise these ahead of time. Oh my God. Well, we'll sit here and chit chat and
We can kick about and see who shows up.
see who shows up. So what's been going on with you?
I mean, nothing exciting. It's been a great. I'm going to take off my glasses actually because I'm conscious I can always see the glare of the screen right in my glasses.
Yeah.
It's nothing exciting. It's been a crazy week, so it has, to be honest with you. Just lots of stuff happening and nothing really worth telling, to be honest. Nothing exciting or anything. Just just been a bit of a nuts week. What about yourself?
It's been, like I said, it's been a crazy. It has been a little bit of a crazy week. I have another business trip coming up.
When's that?
Well, if we could pin down the days, it was supposed to be the 17th. This coming weekend, but like all of my business trips go, it gets pushed out, depending on hardware and stuff like that. So it's looking like I will maybe leaving the week of the 24th. So just getting all that shit prepared definitely, takes a lot of time out of your day. All right, we have some folks. We have.
I know, I'm seeing that.
Hi, Hedgie the Hedge Witch. Hi, Crone's Intuition. Hi, Lori. Hi, Fallen Truly. Hi, Sonia Kimball. Hi, Lady Blind Wolf. Hi, Toke Witch. And hi, Sophie Moon. How are you guys doing? Speaking of Toke Witch, I am Token Witch. Do that.
Hey everybody, how you all doing?
All right. Well, guys, welcome to the show. Now I feel like there's people watching. I can at least rant and stuff until we get a list put together. So, guys, just to get on the list before we go bantering, is that the one? Just make one of those in the chat, and we'll take the names down. Don't post your question yet. Take your names down, and then once we compile the list, we start the list, and we will call on you, when you're up to post your question. All right. Is that confusing? So make the arrow. We put you on the list. We will call your name when we're ready to do your reading, and then you post your question. All right. That's the simple way. I just want to make sure I'm being and look at that. And by the way, and I can't tell in this app and on the StreamYard who my admins are, so I'll look at my phone. Do I have any volunteers to take names? I'm going to take names and stuff, but I'd like to have someone kind of drive that because,
It just works more smoothly when we've got a wee helper in the chat, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. To keep track of it. So, any volunteers?
Oh, Sophie's volunteering.
Sophie,
Thank you,
I love
Sophie.
Sophie. Oh my God, big
She's a wee
virtual
star, isn't
Sophie
she?
hug. Thank you, Sophie. Love you guys. Love
See,
all
before
you
we
guys.
get started, I'm
Love
just going
you,
to
Sophie.
open a window here, Dave. I'll be 2 wee seconds.
Yeah, take your time. Toke Witch, I saw your token. So, oh, where the hell? Where's that? Where is that?
It is roasting.
Oh, yeah, I got the AC on. So, Tokwich, you're in Canada, right? I would love to sit and have a chat about what strains are popular up there and
I
like
don't
what
think
you
Zane's in Canada, Dave. No,
what's that?
that's Zane. I don't think Zane's in Canada.
Oh, I thought he was
Sure,
in Canada.
sure he's EST, same as you, same time zone as you. So,
No, because Lucian told me
oh gosh, Zane put us out. Oh, he's an East Coaster in the US. Yeah.
oh, you're an East Coaster. Oh, all right. Jeez, I don't know why. I think Lucian told me like because he makes mistakes like that. I'm going to blame Lucian because he's not here. How about that? So, so I'm just curious in different areas. So all right, 2 seconds, and then we'll get off cannabis. So I live in Rhode Island, and I smoke legally. I have a card, and I go to the dispensary, and I'm all because my doctor says it keeps me sane. But I also travel to the West Coast for Christmas to see Lucian's family, and you know what? The weed's a little different out there. Different strains, different things. Like just kind of one of those things that I'm curious about, like what people in different areas like. Yeah, Toquish, I wish I lived in Canada. I love Canada. Canada's a cool country. All right. So who is up first? Because we have
Lady Blind Wolf first, isn't it?
let me see, because I should be writing this down too. It is. You're right. Lady Blind Wolf.
What deck are you using, Dave?
Oh, good question. You first.
Well, I'm going to use. So I've got my usual light seers to hand, but I don't know if you've heard the Toke Witch, Zane, who you've just been talking to.
Yeah.
Zane from Canada.
Shush.
He's
I made a mistake.
Zane from Canada has put together an oracle deck. It's called the Toke Witch Oracle. I'm calling it the Zoracle because it's the Zane Oracle. So I've got that. So I'm actually going to be using a bit of that. Now, if anyone specifically wants tarot, then as I say, I've got my light seers there. So just let me know, give me a heads up that you would prefer tarot. But yeah, I'm going to be giving this a wee.
Oh man! So we have. So wait a minute. We have the creator of that deck.
Yeah.
In this room.
We do indeed, yeah, and it's a really nice deck, Dave.
Hold on. Don't make you big. Show us some card.
Okay.
Let's show a little bit of this off. I know we want to do some readings, but this is cool.
Right, let me see if I can find some. Oh, Dave, there you go. Almost right at the top.
What the? Oh my! I want this. How would we get this deck now?
It's on Make Playing Cards, so I've actually posted a link to it and crossed paths.
I gotta go and look.
But Zane, you're an admin, aren't you? You're a blue spanner. You could probably post a link to it in the chat if that, David, you all right with that?
I'm absolutely all right with that. This is great, and I love that card. I'm already.
See, I like quite a lot of the cards, so I'm trying to resist the temptation to just show them all. But
I like how they have like the description below. Like I see a lot of Oracle decks which have nothing, but I like the word below. It kind of helps a little bit.
Yeah. So hang on, there's some that I just
wow.
There's some that make me chuckle.
Nice. Ooh, yum.
Right, where is it? There's one I can't not show you.
Why?
There's two that I can't not show. You'll know why when I show you, Dave. Right.
Oh, you can't not show. Okay.
Yeah, I can't not show you.
Oh yeah.
There it's there. Right. Okay. So we've got this one. Can you make that out?
Yeah. Sexual exploration, and there's a guy there.
Yeah, and he's got like is it kind of like a gimp mask or something?
Yeah, like a mask on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Dave, there's this one.
Sorry. Oh my God, love it. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Sorry, I'm swearing. Oh, there's
To
the
be fair,
link right
I've
here,
just filled
guys.
up a picture of a banana with pleasure on it, so
Oh my
I
God,
don't think
that's
the swearing's
epic.
that bad.
All right, and
So
that
yeah,
is the link right there, guys, to get this deck. I will be checking it out, and if I remember, let me make myself bring me back in. If I remember, I'll post. Well, there's a link in Cross Paths, but I'll post a link below if I remember. But that's it. There, awesome deck.
so there's 80 cards in it. It's quite a hefty deck.
Wow.
And yeah, I find it really speaks to me. I've done a few readings with it now for different things for myself. And yeah, I just find it really speaks to me well.
That's
Can hear myself.
cool. That is epic. That's awesome. I gotta get a copy. I'm surprised Lucian. He must have a copy. Does Lucian have a copy? He
I
must.
don't know.
He's getting a, he has a deck come in here every 2 days. It's like ridiculous. So he's I will not ever be able to say, "Ha! I got it first." Actually, I could. I got the Starman Tarot, and I don't even know if he has it.
I think he says he did have it, but he sold his or something. Because I was looking at it lately.
Really? Why would he sell
Yeah.
it? I love the I haven't tried to read with it in a long time, but and it was very overwhelming. But I want to try again because the cards are so vivid. Maybe I'll break it out in this tonight. Maybe it'll make an appearance. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's a
right,
very
okay.
overwhelming deck. Okay, so up first was Lady Blind Wolf, right?
It was, yeah.
Okay, Lady Blind Wolf, post your question, please. I'm gonna I'll do this on my phone. So I'll take a quick jot them down so I know what's going on. So hedgy.
Oh dear. What will happen with our crazy new neighbours? They are stressing us out.
Oh,
Oh, there's nothing worse. Do you live
there is.
in like an apartment, Lady Blind Wolf? Are they like above you or are they just at the side of you? I feel as though I'm like living just at the side of like a Formula One racecourse. There's a main road here and all the boy racers like to drive up and down it. Or they're below you.
In an apartment. So I'm in a house, but I'll be honest, we have very little yards. So the houses are pretty close. But this house has really solid walls because I'm a loud person. So, we watch movies in here with the thing blaring. But out in the yard, I mean, if it were up to me, like when I used to live at my parents' house, we had a big yard, I'd have music blaring and all that shit. And we can't really do that. And it sucks. I can't imagine. We have some friends that live in an apartment and it's like ridiculous. They won't let us do laundry when a baby dropped a toy. They freaked out and won't be closed. Yeah, I mean, they have no control over who you have for visitors. Screw that shit, So it's like, mind your business. We're not bowling up here. All right, let's see. I'll do a little shuffle. Want me to go first?
Yeah, if you can, Dave, you go first and I'll see what I think about what I've got.
Wow. Okay, find a place to put the rest of the cards down. So the first card's Queen of Pentacles. Let me make me big for a sec here. It's Queen of Pentacles. Now, when I think of queens, I think of strength, but not you know, a queens are strong. Uh, they pick their battles wisely. Uh, being more of the power behind the throne, they tend to kind of manipulate things. You know what I'm saying? You like instead of being direct, they will fight their battles from behind their king. Um, the next card's the Five of Swords. Um, five being uncertainty, and when I see this card, it's like gather your swords. It's gonna be a bit of a battle. I hate to say, it's gonna be a bit of a battle. Uh, stand your ground and fight it. Um, and I see them doing something behind your back. I don't know like where the landlord is in this whole mess, but they're definitely stabbing you in the back. So it's something, but I'm surprising that the reading led off with the queen, but it's something, you're gonna have to fight your battles here, but you need to dot your I's and cross your T's. So how do I put this? Fight your battles by doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't tackle them out in the parking lot. Don't do anything that they can use against you, because they're very devious. You got to kind of fight them, that battle, with some tact, with some, but do fight that battle, because they'll walk all over you if you don't. Pretty short to the sweet. I like when they're like that. Chris.
Right, first card I've got is Rainbow. Normally we associate the Rainbow as being a really positive message or a really good card, and don't get me wrong, it has the potential to be, but thinking about literally what a rainbow is what happens when two opposite elements come together. So you've got the sun and the rain, and I believe it's the light moving through the rain that, or the precipitation in the air that creates the rainbow. I'm sure there's someone who knows better than me that will be able to correct me.
Yeah, it's the
but
light coming through the droplets
Yeah.
and it acts like a lens. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're looking at two opposite elements coming together, and the rainbow is the result of that. The rainbow is what's in the middle. Okay. So you've got your neighbours and you've got you. We've got two opposite elements, and right now we're coming together. And obviously it's creating this animosity, this atmosphere. Um, the next card we've got is the indecision card. So we've got more of this opposites idea. All right. And then the last card is where it's leading to, and we've got anger, a lot of strong emotion. Um, you know, Anger can, if channeled in the wrong way, can be really quite a negative emotion, and it's not really where you want to be. What I'm seeing here is that right now, whilst you're coming at this from opposite points of view and you're not able to kind of see it from each other's perspective, it's going to result in this. And you've got this anger card. It's not doing you any favors to go at the problem that way from either side. Okay, so you've mentioned they're not letting you do your washing. That's obviously not fucking on. They can't stop you from doing your washing. Do you know what I mean? It's a basic human right. We all need to wash our clothes. They need to understand that, there's certain things that you've just got the right to do, that you need to do. At the same time, uh, I would, at the same time, I wouldn't be saying, like, I wouldn't be encouraging you to be like having big loud parties until 4 in the morning, stomping on on the grounds. If they're, I don't know what their situation is and what your situation is, but if they're trying to sleep and all that kind of thing, obviously there's going to have to be some element of compromise when we're in these types of situations. It can be really difficult because the only way for a solution to present itself is for each side to kind of compromise a wee bit, to try and see it from the other side's point of view, and for each side to kind of try and put their own, almost compromise their own self-interests, which is really difficult to do. And quite often the kind of the easiest attitude for us to have is, well, I'm not doing that because they're not going to do that. Do you know what I mean? There's no way that they're going to see it from my point of view, so why should I try to see it from their point of view? But I think that's what I'm seeing here. Whilst we're in this clash, whilst we're just coming at it from this complete, we're in a stalemate, and it's just going to end up in a lot of strong emotion and a pretty kind of volatile atmosphere. If you want to kind of change the way this, the way this outlook, the way this is looking, the way this is going towards just now. I can't seem to use words properly, but I'm sure you know what I'm trying to say. Then we need to try and kind of work on this stuff. All right, indecision. Obviously you need to kind of be decisive about what you want, what you're willing to compromise on, and what you're not willing to compromise on, and you need to be strong towards them. All right, so if they're trying to be controlling, then that's not on. Okay, you need to be strong for yourself. You need to say, look, no, I refuse to let you stop me doing my washing. That's not on. I'm going to do my washing. I might not do it at midnight when you're trying to sleep. That's fair enough, but I need to be able to do my washing equally. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my kids are going to be running about. That's what kids do. That they need to be stimulated, and they need to burn off that energy. That's just going to happen. All right. At the same time, think about the things that you are willing to compromise on. Okay, so if every Friday night you have your girlfriend round and you like to have drinks and have a dance until 2 in the morning, then maybe if that if that were something that was causing them a problem, then maybe have a think about moving the time back, or maybe just trying to be a wee bit more thoughtful. I'm just throwing examples out here because obviously I have no idea what the kind of stuff, what the problems are. But yeah, that would be my advice. Definitely communicate and be open to compromise.
Yeah. That actually, yeah, the two readings complement each other. Me personally, I would take up the tuba. Like you want to piss me off? I'll take up the tuba.
Have you ever watched Big Bang Theory, Dave?
Oh, of course I have.
Yeah.
I love Big Bang Theory.
Have you seen that episode with the earworm where Sheldon's trying to figure out what song it is that he keeps thinking in his head, and it turns out to be a Beach Boys song, but he's like constantly going on about it, and he's playing the wee keyboard in the night, and Penny goes through, and you hear her grab the keyboard off him and go away, and then she comes back into bed, and then the next thing you hear is a tuba go do 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 do, and Leonard's like, oh yeah, he's got a tuba too.
Yeah.
One of my favourite moments.
I haven't seen that in a while. That's such a good show.
I know.
That is such a good show. Oh yeah. And guys, don't forget to make one of those. Look, just like Tori did, make an arrow like that to get on the list. I'm not sure how many we have on the list. I might go through and figure it out. Oh, hi, Opal. How are you? Sorry. That's Lucian texting me. Oh, he's pissed about something. Oh, poor Lucian. Poor Lucian. Oh God. All right. All right. Who's next?
It's Hedgie, isn't it?
Ah, yes, Hedgie. Hedgie and the Hedge Witch. All right, we're just waiting for Hedgie to post their question. So yeah, take up the tuba. I've been watching a now it's very crude. I've been watching a Netflix original, basically adult cartoon. It's called F is for Family, and I mean it's very offensive because it's set in like 1970s America. I don't know what town, but it doesn't matter. Because it's in that time where there was no political correctness. It was just
Yeah.
the world was crashed. If you go and you look at like real old newspapers, they have some of the most offensive ads that you would never see in these days. So, anyways, the cartoon is very like that, and it's just absolutely hilarious because this guy, the main, the guy character, this guy just can't get a break. Nothing goes right. Oh my God, I relate to him so much. Hedgie, where's your question?
I've started watching Shit Creek.
Shit Creek.
Yeah, have you seen it?
I have not.
It's got it's got Eugene Levy, who is Jim's dad out of American Pie.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And it's got the mum from Home Alone. I can't remember her name.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh my God, she's
yeah,
another trip. All right.
really good.
When or how will I get a job? I am still having struggles with getting one. Let's see. Yeah, it's crazy right now, I'll tell you. Like, I'm surprised Lucian's working. I'm thrilled that I am.
Yeah.
And I kept my job for the whole thing. Lucian's a hairdresser. He works in, with the public.
Yeah.
They're open. It kind of scares me a bit. Him working with the public all day.
Yeah. Does he need to wear a mask when he's working?
Yeah. Yeah, Rhode Island's pretty strict in comparison to a lot of the states out there. It's whether now the business follows the guidelines, because that that doesn't always happen. But if they get caught, they'll get shut down.
Yeah.
So Lucian's Salon being a national chain, I'm sure they follow the guidelines, and they're pretty strict. But the thing is, it scares me still. They have to wear a mask. Everything's sanitized. They can't have a bunch of people in the waiting room. I think people actually have to wait in their cars.
Right, yeah.
So it's about as safe as you can do it, but it still scares me. All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Do you want to go first this time?
I can if you want. I might need a wee second though, just to think about what everything's been.
All right. Because I'll go. Because
Okay.
this is another one. Yeah, I got to think about this a little bit. Let's see what we have here. Wow. Okay. Our first card is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is all about harmony, all about balance, all about, about balance, about be even, keeping things harmonious. The next card is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, he's all about business. He's the king. Pentacles being, monetary in the case of a job. He's about business. He represents that business side of you. And then the next card that I have is the Lover's card. Right? It's a beautiful card. So what is this saying? Because this is really, it's giving more advice than it is answering the question. And it is all about balance. Something is out of balance, right? When you think about the King of Pentacles and all that work, try. Focus on that. And then you have the Lover's card, which represents that other half, that part that makes you happy, the joy, family, and stuff like that. So there's some sort of thing with this out of balance that you kind of need to get in balance. I don't know how this, I know it's frustrating, trying to find a job. And I'm assuming you're in the US, so I'll, a little bit of a political rant here. If you're, unemployed here in the US, we have been up until, I think, the end of last month. Everyone who was unemployed was getting $600 extra, which that expired. And as it always is with the United States government, they got to go through the process of negotiating the extension of that, and they will never, ever agree. So it's really, it's a struggle for folks in the US. But what I'm getting from this whole reading still is patience, is don't stress over things, do what you need to do to keep looking, but don't lose sight of relaxing, reduce the stress, and be right in the mind, right of mind, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and stuff like that. Because I'll tell you, when you get into that stressed mode, you're not going to interview very well. And I've been in situations like that. And I've honestly, I can't say I've changed jobs a lot, but things have happened the past couple of jobs. My previous job I had for 5 years, and the one before I was there for 10. But I left both of those jobs for the same reason. I just wasn't happy there. And that's the thing to keep in mind while I draw back to this reading is remember the happiness, which is where patience come in. Maybe you might even get offered a job. It might not be the right one for you. Follow your gut instinct. But, one thing I've always done is I'm looking before I quit the last one. Because keeping your mind right and the stress low, you interview better. If you go into an interview desperate, you're gonna screw it up, and you're not gonna be. That desperation. It's gonna work against you. So that's where I say patience. Keep things in balance. You gotta things are tough right now. Everyone, it's like that for everyone. You got to just be patient and, just take it one day at a time. Keep the stress level down. That makes any sense. I got a little bit long-windy. But let's see what Chris has.
Yeah, I'm really getting the same message, to be honest with you. Bringing yourself into balance thing is what I'm getting as well, because I've done a wee situation, do this, don't do this type spread. Okay, the situation I've pulled this anger card again. Now, like I always say, when I put my cards back in the deck, I do properly shuffle it and I put them back in different places so that I'm not getting the same cards popping up again, or if I do, I know they're meant to. So this is the card that's coming up just now, and then for the do this, I'm getting the peace card. So I don't want to take it too literally. I don't think that you're sitting. You may well be, Hedgie, but what I don't think is that you're sitting there with steam coming out your ears, like raging, angry right now. I don't think that's what it's saying. But what it is saying is that you need to get yourself into the right headspace, okay, to whatever kind of job it is. Oh goodness, no, you don't. That was weird. Sorry, my phone started speaking to me of its own accord, of its own volition. Yeah, so we need to get ourselves into the right headspace first, all right? So that's maybe something to work on before we think about actually going for a job. For the don't do this, we got this pleasure card. So don't just go for something because it's what you know, because it's what you're comfortable with, because it's what you always go for, all right? Don't be scared when it does come to looking for a job. Don't be scared to step outside your comfort zone, all right? What I'm seeing here, and just for the cards that Dave held up, is that in order to get something that's that's going to be the right step for you, you're maybe going to have to step outside what's expected of you, what people would expect from you. All right. The whole message of don't mix business with pleasure is obviously coming up, but I think that's just because the pleasure card has popped up under the don't do this heading. So yeah, more of that kind of bringing yourself into balance. Think about expanding your horizons, looking for jobs outside what you normally would, outside your comfort zone. All right, and something will come up for you. What's for you won't go by you. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of the message that I'm getting here.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Actually, the job I have now, which I absolutely love, I work with great people. I finally get respect for the hard work you do. But it was a bit outside of my, what I've done for the past 11 years. There's a little aspect of that still there, but it's this whole other area. And I'll tell you, I absolutely love doing it. I'm good at it. And yeah, you step outside that comfort zone, and before you know it, you're like, wow, I love doing this.
Yeah. Dave,
And,
sorry, I'm going to have to shut that door again. I've just looked up and I've got like no less than 50 wee flies flying about my light.
oh,
So
that sucks.
2 seconds.
Yep. So, Hedgie, I hope that makes some sense. Let me see. Let's get rid of that. Do that. Hope that makes sense, Hedgie. Okay. So, who is next?
I think it was Fallon that was next,
Was it
wasn't it?
Fallon?
I think so.
Okay.
General.
General. All right. Let's. I didn't even shuffle anything. What am I doing? Okay. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I did an idiot shuffle. I do that sometimes, and they're like facing, and then every other card goes opposites.
Oh, they face different ways.
Drives me crazy.
Have you never
Well,
been
the
a big
thing,
reader of Upside Down then? No.
well, because I'll tell you why I do it a lot is because see how look at the cards how they're a little bit. So the camera's over there, kind of bowed. I shuffle because I suck at shuffling. I shuffle hard, so I flip them and shuffle them both ways so that it
Yeah.
evens out the curve. And sometimes I just cock it up and end up with a mess, but that is what it is. Let's put this down. Okay.
Right, okay. I can go first actually because these cards are shouting at me.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I've got the Hunter card. So I'm going to, when I should probably hold these up so you can see them. Got Hunter. I've got the Desert card. And finally, I have the Forward Momentum card. Forward Momentum. This is going to be quite short and sweet, I think, unless I do my usual and I start rambling. But what this is saying to me, the Hunter is you, Fallon. A hunter is obviously someone who seeks out and is quite resourceful and is looking for something particular, and they'll do what it takes to get what they want. But what I'm seeing here is that you're a hunter within a desert, okay? Whatever it is that you're looking for at the moment, I don't feel as though you're looking in the right place, and I feel as though you need to expand your horizons. You almost need to move to a different place now. Whether we're talking literal space, as in you need to move to a different area, a different location to get what you want, or whether we're talking about headspace, whether we're looking more, at the psyche, and it really depends on what kind of things you've got in mind, what things these are sparking for you. But the very short and sweet message that I'm getting is you're looking for something, but you're not looking in the right place, and you need to expand your horizons. You need to kind of transcend the things that you're looking at. You need to move yourself into a different space, either literally or into a different headspace, to be able to find what it is that you need. All right. So hopefully Dave's going to be able to expand on that really random short message.
No, actually, it make me beg. Because let me see what I have. Now mine's making a little more sense. I've got the King of Swords. Right, he's confident in himself. Right, he's the king. He's content. He has a kingdom to run, but he's the king. He's comfortable in that spot. But we're going to go off on a little bit of a tangent. I'm pretty fascinated. Well, obviously, yeah, I am going to ramble. Being Christo-pagan, my pagan side, I follow the Greek Roman pantheon. So I have this fascination with like ancient Roman, ancient Greek, and the civilizations. And one thing about kings that most people don't realize is, they're not very safe. They don't have much of a life expectancy. 9 out of 10 times in those days, when someone is made king, a day after the plot to assassinate him is already going. And why I went on this little tangent, right? So we have the King of Swords, which in this reading is representing contentment, staying where you're comfortable. Now we've got the Five of Swords, which is uncertainty. And when I look at this card here, I get the, he's gathering his swords up, to move on to the next. He's done here. Now it's time to him to move into, the unknown, where it's scary, where it's uncertain, to the place where it's different. Take that risk outside of your comfort zone. The last card is the Nine of Cups, the celebration, the success. So in the course of this general, that's what I see. I see, this need coming for you to kind of be a little uncomfortable, step out of your comfort zone a little bit. But what's going to happen is at the end of the day, it's going to be celebratory. It's going to, help you grow, help you, it's just going to make you all the better, happier about yourself. If that makes any sort of sense. Yeah, this is a really cool deck. And this is actually, wait a minute, you guys. Isn't this the deck that you guys sent me? Oh, I love that. Look at that plug she's putting in there. It is a really cool deck, though. I mean, it's so gorgeous. Yes.
Is it the Gilded Royale, Dave?
It is. It is. It is the Gilded Royale. Such a great deck. So hopefully that makes some sense. Okay, so who was that? Who are we reading for?
That was Fallon.
Oh, I feel like this in the relation of spirituality, I've come to a point of not pushing anymore, and I need to push again. Yes, yeah, that makes sense. Pushing, it's getting out of that comfort zone and just kind of doing it. Yeah, I do. It's a gorgeous deck. And how are the readings going with it? Because I'm always reluctant to move to a new deck. But what was I gonna say? But nice vibrant decks that speak to me, I find it a lot easier to kind of move over to them. Yes, Terry, it is. All right. Thank you both. That was perfect. Awesome. Cool. Now I just saw the list. Hold on. I got to go back to Sophie. She posted the list way back here. Up next, Nads, Opal, KL, Terry, Marge, and Crystal Cunningham. I think we're gonna, and if there's a few more after that, that's fine. But I think we're gonna kind of, what time is it? We start at 5. It's been an hour. Let's close the list for now and see where we end up, and maybe we'll open it back up. But Sophie, if you could post the list again, that would be cool in the chat. And who is next? Was it? So I think it said Nad.
I've got the question there.
And I thought, I think he posted it. Where is it? Right here. What kind of relationship does Aso want with me? All right, let's see. And Marge says she originally didn't like the Gilded. And it turned out to be my most used deck. Oh, it grew on you. Oh. It is. And love vibrant decks like these. They really, really speak to me. All right, let's see. Let's see what we have. We'll split it right here. Okay. Oh my God. I am reminded. Okay. Do you want, whose turn is it to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'm happy either way. If you feel you want to go first, then on you go.
It doesn't matter. If you want to go first, you can. Go ahead.
Okay. Adventure. All right. Asso's looking for adventure out of a relationship. Obviously, there's it's a very lively kind of relationship that this person's looking for. Very active, very kind of fiery, passionate. That's what I think that this person is looking for, which is really, really good and is brilliant. It's a great way to kick off a relationship. The only thing I would obviously say is make sure that you've got that kind of watery base, which to be fair, we do see in the card. The adventure card and the Oracle is, that kind of idea of diving into this lake or whatever it is. Make sure you've got that emotional base as well. You've got that emotional connection. When we form relationships with people and it becomes all about the passion, sometimes when that kind of excitement, that that honeymoon period strips away, we can kind of we can almost find ourselves with a feeling of, well, a bit of fed up, that Five of Cups feeling, if you know what I mean, or sorry, that Four of Cups feeling, that kind of just a bit, not really sure, but meh, that kind of way. So the other cards that I've pulled, some advice. For the advice card, I've got deception, and it's really quite difficult to see. But I think that's the idea behind it. Is you've got this silhouetted figure, and it's really you can't really make out this person's features or who they are really. I guess the advice that I would give you is kind of what I've just said. Make sure that underneath all that passion, all that adventure, all that active energy, you're really getting to know the person. Because, like I say, it is important to form that connection. So just make sure you're getting to know them as a person. Have all the disagreements and stuff, have the arguments. Don't necessarily think that that's a good thing. Like, we all need to have disagreements with people. That is really how we get to know each other. And then the last card that I've pulled is air. All right. So again, just making sure that you do form that connection, because when we don't, this kind of air energy, this kind of very up in your head, this cold energy can sometimes be where it ends up. All right. So to answer your question, it looks as though this person, Asso or Aso, it looks as though they're looking for adventure. Is in essence what they're looking for from a relationship. The rest of the cards kind of expand on that, and they give some advice about, make sure that you're getting to know each other, you're forming that emotional base where you're getting to know each other as people. And yeah, just don't end up in that place where it's all like kind of cold and all very much up in your head and quite emotionless. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. What have you got, Dave? Gotta talk.
All right. Okay. First, we have the King of Wands. And the first thing I see from this card is seriousness, intensity. He's a king, so kings are obviously serious and intense, but not all kings are intense. There's intensity here. The next card is the Tower. I hate when I pull this card. The Tower is the Tower in this particular deck. If I were reading my Wizard's Tarot, that Tower card tells me whether you stand strong, whether the storm safety. This one's different. It may be this whole relationship, I don't know the details of it, but it may be a tower moment. It may be, you know, it may not be meant. It may not be meant to be. You know, the last card I have is the Justice card. I'll let you guys take a good look at that one. One thing to notice about Justice, especially this card here, is Justice can be blind sometimes. You'll notice Lady Justice, as she is in this card, is blindfolded. You know, and to me that could mean two things. It could be making a decision blindly without any influence. Okay. Or it could be, and where I really think more it's leaning, is don't make decisions yourself blindly. Don't sell yourself short. Don't, make decisions based on your happiness. Even if they are hard decisions. The decision needs to be made, and the right decision, no matter how much you don't want to make that decision, is the right. It'll end up with you in a better place. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what that Justice card is saying to me. So, we got King of Wands, right? Intensity. We have the Tower. And, Justice. So I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Anywho. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on, I gotta bring you back, Chris.
I forgot about me.
That reading was very tough. I do not like readings like that.
It was quite a tough reading. I kind of, with that air card in the end, I don't know. Eras just isn't. It's not the right energy for a relationship. Don't get like it's. You want to have that intellectual connection as well, but it really needs to be balanced out with a lot of water and stuff. Nerys is here. Hi, Nerys. Wiccan 222.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm bad with first names. I barely remember my own. All right, who's next? Is it Opal?
I believe so. General, please, for Opal.
Oh, wrong one. Wait a minute. Where is it? Let's put this up. General for Opal. Are you sure, Opal? The generals haven't been going too well today. Let's see. All righty.
Bye, Robert.
All right.
Wow. Opal, I always get such creative fire energy in your readings. Whenever I read for you, I feel as though it's all about the kind of the creative, the fire. So it is. You're going to love these cards, by the way, that I've pulled. I really like these cards. I can go first if you want, Dave.
Okay. There we go.
So, true to form, the first card that I've pulled is the fire card. All right. The second card that I've pulled for our lovely Opal is the Goddess card. Let's look at that Goddess.
Wow.
And the final card that I've pulled is the Seer. So, Yas or General, really put that, so that fire, it's all about that creative energy, that, you know, that dynamic energy, that change, you know, that's what fire's all about. It's the thing that really lights the fire in our belly, the thing that we're really passionate about, and it's that really gives us that feeling of purpose in our lives. And you've got that energy all around you right now. So use it. You're at the absolute top of your game at the moment with that Goddess card. What better card could you look for to be the kind of central card in your reading? Yeah, absolutely amazing. I just love the look of this card, to be honest. She's beautiful. You know, she's so colourful, and how she dresses. Yeah, and then ending up with that seer card. So, you know, it's the seer, it's that high priestess energy, isn't it? You know, really looking within yourself, finding that fire and then using that fire to create and to, you know, oh, there's a fly that wants to come in and disrupt your reading, but I won't have it. Swear to God, I wish I could show you this. They're all around about my light. Anyway, sorry, Opal. Yeah, look at, you know, with that seer energy, really look inside yourself. You know, everything you need, you've got inside yourself. If you can look inside and you can use, you know, use your imagination, your creativity, your instincts, your intuition, and bring that into creation. You know, you've got that goddess, and that's a very feminine energy in this reading. And that, you know, there's nothing more feminine a power than that, bringing that power of creation. You know, bringing something that was previously just a concept, just an idea, and actually bringing it into physical being. So ride that creative wave, Opal. Now is the time. So whatever it is that you're wanting to do, whether we're looking at, and I know that you're I'm not sure if you're taking a break from social media and stuff just now. Whatever it is that you're wanting to do at the moment, Opal, the world is your oyster. You know, go for it. The energy is all around you right now. Young David.
Okay. All right. So first card is the Eight of Cups. When I see this card, you know, he's stacked up the cups and he's walking away, but he doesn't notice that some of them are tipped over. That's kind of what I am kind of seeing here, kind of. He could be distracted, right? I think he stopped there and he's looking at the moon. So he's a bit distracted. Next card is our Five of Pentacles. That's uncertainty. You know, kind of, you know, kind of going into the unknown, or, you know, putting you know, doing those things that make us uncomfortable, right? The uncertainty. And the last card is the Lover's card, which is interesting. I think what I'm getting here is that, you know, there could be some sort of relationship, you know, brewing. And I know that new relationships definitely, right? It's a very uncertain thing at first, right? You know, but I think what the Eight of Cups is saying, is keep grounded, keep expectations. Don't rush forward. Don't be distracted. Pay attention. Right? Because you see him, he's not. He looks distracted, either staring at the moon or whatever. Be wary of that. Because going into a new relationship, brings with it uncertainty at times. And Lover's card, which is talking about relationships. I don't know if very interesting. Be interesting reading that one is.
It's really funny. You're talking about a potential relationship on the horizon for Opal, and just happenstance, Terry happens to be talking about an electric fly. Opal's mum is talking about one of these electric flies in her life. So if there is a potential suitor on the horizon for you, Opal, you better watch Terry doesn't get them with that electric fly swatter.
Okay, have your question ready, KL. So KL is next. Did that make any sense, Opal? All right. Trying to see the screen. All right, waiting for the next question. Oh, yeah. I have one of those fly swatters. Yeah, we get it because, while our houses are on top of each other where I live, we are kind of in a more rural area, very redneck. Can't stand it. I like no, I can't say I like the town. I used to like the town when I didn't live in it because I had a reputation to be a real cool town. And then you move here and it's rednecks. Anyways, be nice. I gotta be nice. Oh my God, I'm saying all kinds of bad things. But yeah, we get a lot of flies. Just opening the door, I've got these electric things. I think they're made by like Honeywell or whatever that supposedly keep them away. I mean, I guess they kind of keep them away, but they still get in. All right, here's our reading. Here it is. I've been feeling a block lately, but I can't pinpoint the area or friction. Any ideas? Feeling the block. I get to yapping. I should be shuffling. Especially with how terrible I shuffle. How long have we been on for? Oh, an hour. All right, we're doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing good. I think we're doing good time.
Yeah, I think we'll finish up the list we have. So that Chris doesn't pass out from being tired.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Want me to go first this time?
You can if you want, yeah.
I'll go first. So, first card is Eight of Wands. Whenever I see the Eight of Wands, I think movement. I think, because I don't know, the wands to me give that illusion of flight, if you would. You kind of see that in there. The next card is our Page of Wands. Now, hold on a second. Give me a second. I gotta look something up. Yeah. Oh, okay. My thought was right. Pages usually are bring news. They represent finding something out. That makes sense. Um, which could be tied into this Eight of Wands movement. And the last card is our Queen of Pentacles. Queens, like we talked about queens in the past, like earlier today, they do their work behind the scenes, right? They kind of, and pentacles represent monetary to me. So how does this affect this block you've been feeling? I honestly think that, and I'm going to tell you, you're not the only one feeling this block. And I'm going to tell you why, because I'm feeling the block. I've been talking to Lucian about this for a few weeks. You've noticed that, outside of being busy and stuff, we really haven't been on a lot. And it has been a block. I'm thinking in my mind how to get back to basics, where I was when I was fully inspired and such. And it's a struggle. I think a lot of these things are affected by COVID, affected by being on lockdown and all that, because it just, you would think, oh yeah, I'm stuck at home, work, home, whatever. You would think it would give me more time to be creative. It does the opposite. It just completely kills what inspires you. I've, a few things happening with me over the past few weeks. One, my doctor yelled at me because my sugar numbers were kind of going up, alongside my weight. It's basically the COVID effect. But since then, got that all turned around. I've decided, and I've thought about this, some of the things I really love doing that I both find healthy and inspiring is going on hikes and going kayaking. And I've been kayaking just about every day this week, except for today. And this is what, and I'm sorry to go off on this tangent. But I think this is this realization that the Page of Wands is telling. Maybe the news is my rant. I hate I don't know. But pages represent this news. And at the end of the day, the Queen of Pentacles, you become the queen of your domain by getting rid of this block. And I think what I'm getting from this reading with the wands, that sense of movement, is you've got to kind of look for the creative ways to put yourself out there, to be inspired, to be inspired to remove those blocks in your life. And I think it takes like examining the things that you would do normally, and even make the list. Last summer, I was doing this, and then find ways to creatively do it within what has become our new reality. That is what I'm getting. And I see a comment in here. I can't even focus enough to work on my resume. Yeah, I think you need to kind of focus. You try not to force that. I think you're gonna kind of put yourself take a step back and kind of focus on yourself. Put yourself in where you can find the most inspiration. I don't know if I make any sense with that. It was a tough one, but let's see if Chris can expand on this.
Okay. I've done another situation, what to do and what not to do type 3-card spread. The situation card trying to give us an idea of what the block is. Now, we can take this card literally, or we can take it not literally. And you'll see what I mean. So this is the card that I've pulled for the block. Sexual energy. Sexy land. Okay. I will let you decide for yourself whether the message in this is literal. It might be that you need to take yourself to sexy land, and that's what's going to help you with the block. I see this card. It's kind of in line with sort of in line with the Lovers card from the tarot. It's not all about physical love and sex and all that kind of thing. If you think about the Fool's journey through the first 5 major arcana cards, he's really finding himself and learning, what he can and can't do, what's expected of him. You've got the mother and the father card and or the Empress and Emperor. You've got the Hierophant who teaches him, teaches him all the kind of the do's and don'ts, the morals and stuff. Through those cards, he really learns kind of what's expected of him, what he should do. When he comes to the Lovers, that's that kind of adolescence stage where we start to kind of rebel against what's expected of us. We start to kind of step out and become individuals and say, well, no, actually, I know that they want me to do that, but what do I want? What do I want to do? In the life of a young person, quite often that will coincide with or one of their ways, or one of their first ways of rebelling and stepping outside expectation does come when they take up a partner, they kind of get their first boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. And that's why we see the Lovers in there. It's a bit of an example. For me anyway, that's how I read that card. It's really about stepping outside what's expected of you. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. The advice here is to don't be scared to step outside your comfort zone. All right. So what I'm going to do is expand on that now with the other 2 cards for what not to do. So this is the don't do this card. We've got the desert. Don't just keep going on and on and on doing the same thing and expecting that at some point you're going to reach the water or you're going to reach the end of the desert. That's not going to serve you here. If you keep doing the same thing, you're going to see the same results all the time. So change it up a bit. It's that same message. Do something outside your comfort zone, something that's not you wouldn't be expected of you. Perhaps for do this, I've got the shadow card actually. So maybe work on your kind of shadow self. Work on the things that make you feel uncomfortable. So just as a kind of general thing, and this is such a message that I need to apply to my everyday life, because I'm one of these people who can really fall into the bad habit of just dealing with the things that are easy and then kind of letting the things that are maybe a bit more difficult, or maybe things that I can't be bothered, I can't be arsed dealing with, I'll have a tendency to kind of leave them to one side and let them build and build and build. It's maybe time to start kind of taking away from that mountain of the things that you don't want to deal with. Start dealing with the things that do make you feel uncomfortable. So I know that you said throughout the comments about writing up your resume. Just take it section by section. Do it bit by bit, and slowly but surely you'll accomplish the task of putting together a resume. And it's the same with it with any other tasks. Break them down into kind of those bite-sized pieces and try and tackle them bit by bit rather than trying to attack it as a mammoth entity, one big thing. That's quite often the reason that we build things up in our head. We look at it, we see such a big, arduous, onerous task, and we just can't bring ourselves to do it. Break it down into those smaller pieces. Set yourself small, manageable goals. And yeah, that's how you'll be able to power yourself forward. That, and get yourself to sexy land.
Cool. Wait a minute. There we go. Sorry. Cool. I hope that made sense. Sexy land. I love it.
Yeah. I was looking at it when I pulled it. I was like, oh no, I can't just tell her she needs to get laid. There must be something else in it than that.
Cool. Sorry. Who is next?
It's lovely Terry.
Who is it?
Terry Sapphire Frog.
Yep, right here. Boom. Have your question ready, Miss Terry.
Yeah, that's so Chris, Marge or Leanne. Marge has said that Crystal can go before her. She's asking if that's okay with us. Yeah, that's fine as long as everybody's happy with that. That's cool.
Y'alls. And I want to, while we're waiting for Terry's question, I want to thank Sophie so much. My God, we have the greatest admins. I'll tell you.
We do, don't we? They're amazing. Sophie's a wee star, and she's such a great wee person in the group as well, not just on in the reading nights, but see just in general as a member of the community.
Yeah,
She's
and you know, I am not. I know I've just been. I've had a lot going on, and it's funny because there was a comment while we're still waiting for the question. I want to find this comment. Crystal had said, it's okay to be anxious and freaked out and inspired when in a dang pandemic. This has totally been a period of resting and introspection for me, even though I don't want it. Yeah, I'll tell you, for me too, because I've learned a lot about myself. I have anxiety. I have depression, and I have ADHD. And come to find out, I have a touch of PTSD as well, which the eternal optimist, got me a pot card so I could get all my legal weed. But seriously, because I've always been the type of person to just push things down, keep those emotions down, just whatever. My parents died, I'm not going to cry, and that shit just builds up. And I haven't faced this in many, many years. So the pandemic definitely got me facing things. All right. General reading, please. Feeling mentally exhausted. And wow. Well, I have one idea why. This was in a damn pandemic. It's killing all of us. But let's see what the cards say. And remember, you got me these cards, so if you don't like what they say, it's your fault. I'm just kidding. Oh, all right. Let's see what we got.
Someone recommended a really good book to me, Dave, for like anxiety and depression and that kind of stuff. I'm sure the book is called, I think it's called Fuck Coping, Start Healing. Fuck Coping, Start Healing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be really, really good.
Yeah, I think I'm going to read, I think, because my therapist mentioned that, and I'm thinking of picking it up. Especially with my trips and shit coming up. I wonder if do you know if they have it on Kindle?
I'm not sure. I've not read it myself. It was a friend that recommended it to me.
Because yeah, with flying and stuff, it's like you're stuck on an airplane. Might as well get a good book.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay, I can go first.
Yep, fire away.
Because yeah, this is so I'm going to tell you, this reading is all about balance. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, right? This is our guy who's very productive, right? Working hard, you know, productive, working hard. Our next card is our Two of Swords. This is a gorgeous card, but look at this card. Two means balance. When I see this lady here in this card, right? She's blindfolded. She's not very happy at this point. She's not striking the balance. This balance is what's needed. And then we have the Ace of Cups. This card represents something new beginning. Taking the something new beginning aside, let's put this Ace of Cups aside for a moment, and let's talk about balance. Balance, can go either way, right? Or we could be out of balance, either working too hard, just not taking the time to take care of ourselves, or maybe taking too much time to take care of ourselves. We need to strike that balance between, that work life, that taking care of yourself balance. That's very important. And then there's going to be some change coming up, which may make this easier for you. That's what I'm seeing with this Ace of Cups. There's, something new beginning. And I don't want to put ideas out there, it's just something to be on the lookout for. But the important message here is you've got to make sure you heal your mind. Just like, when you have a very active day, you come home, you sit your body down and you rest. Well, if you're mentally exhausted, you've got to find that balance. You've got to find those things that heal, that rest your mind. That's that balance. That's kind of what you got to kind of do there. If that makes any sort of sense, we'll see what Chris has to say.
Yeah, again, totally in line with what Dave is saying. I've pulled the Forest, so I'll show them individually again, so as that you can see these amazing cards. The Forest card.
That's gorgeous.
I've pulled Anger. Anger seems to have shown its face a few times tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, like 3 times, I think.
Yeah. And then finally there we'll get Time. That's Hourglass. Your question, Terry, was you wanting to look at why you're feeling, it was a general reading you asked for, but you said you're feeling quite drained, but you can't really pinpoint the center of that because life is good at the moment and all that. That, I've got so much respect for Terry, and I've only really gotten to know Terry through these Wednesday night readings. I don't think we really chat anywhere else, do we, Terry? But just through talking to you and kind of seeing your personality show just in the chat, knowing that you're a nurse and that you've been out there helping people through this pandemic. The fact that you're able to say right now life is good, that speaks to the amazing person that you are. We are in the middle of we're not in the middle, we're coming to the end, but we're still in the midst of this pandemic. Do you know what I mean? There's people out there being absolute.
coming to the end. Maybe you guys over there, but I honestly, the U.S. is not doing so well. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, not at all, not at all. So sorry. Back to the reading. We are in the middle of this pandemic. This Forest card, I'm really picking up on this kind of Mother Earth kind of energy. This eternal healer. Cares about the world. Terry, that's you. You're the one who, despite everything that's been going on, despite this kind of can't see the wood for the trees kind of feeling, or whatever the woman expression is, you've been there looking after people, caring for people, caring for your patients. You've been doing that day in, day out. I can't even imagine the amount of unconscious stress, subconscious stress that's putting on you. And that's really coming through with this anger card. There must be some point. I mean, people have been, a lot of people have been really good, but like Dave's just said, I mean, you guys in the US are finding yourselves in a really difficult position over there. Over here, it's not brilliant. There's like Aberdeen, one of the cities in Scotland, is having to kind of take steps back and go back into some sort of lockdown just because people are selfish and people don't think of the greater good. I would be so surprised, especially for someone like you who's right in the midst of all that, if you weren't feeling drained by it all. That's what I'm really seeing coming through here. And then Dave pulled that Ace of Cups, and I've got the Time. Time is the best healer. The only way we're going to get through this situation that we're in is by getting through it and getting through it together, looking after each other. That Ace of Cups card that Dave's pulled is obviously speaking to some kind of new spark, some new kind of feeling of emotional connection, which is amazing. The Time card, that, like I just said, the expression time is the best healer comes to mind, and it's just a case of getting through it by getting there. So I hope that kind of helps. I'm not sure if that was so much a reading as it just was me just bigging up Terry and saying thanks for everything that you've done and that you continue to do and that you'll probably keep doing. But yeah, thank you so much, Terry. And I'm sorry you're feeling shitty, and let's hope that Ace of Cups moment comes sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't say thanks to these frontline people enough. Yeah, so I mean, here in the U.S., it depends on what state you're from. There are a lot of states, especially in the more conservative areas, down in the South. Also California, which kind of surprised me a little bit. They're really starting to spike. again. Other states where I'm at, here in Rhode Island, we're holding steady. We've seen a slight spike just because of selfish people that refuse to wear masks, and they're having these big house parties. So we've had to
Yeah.
really take a step back, but they reduced the number of people you could have at a house party.
Right.
But it's we're in crazy times. I am mentally drained, and I literally roll out of bed. I throw a pair of shorts and a t-shirt on, and I sit at a desk that's right next to my bed, and that's where I work. But I'm still drained, even though my trip coming up. I'll have to go to Tennessee, which is one of the states that are not doing very well. So it kind of scares me because now I got to come back to Rhode Island and quarantine or take a test. It's just,
Yeah, Dave, like you see, I know exactly what you're saying. I work from home as well. It is really draining because whereas before, I don't know if you've always worked from home or if it's just since the pandemic, but when you work in an office, that's your workspace, and when you come home, you've got your safe space at home. Your safe space where you can kind of not even work doesn't even venture into your thoughts. It's your space where you can be creative, you can do all this stuff. It's no wonder I mean, you're now your safe space is also your working space.
yeah.
So it's going to have that effect on your
Mhm.
mental well-being, your creative energies. It's going to do that. So I think the quicker we can just all get through this, the better.
Yeah. No, that's so true. Um, Best advice I could give for that is shut it down. So I work 8 to 4. And I work in an industry where I'm kind of always connected. I mean, that's just when you work in IT, that's what you get. But
Yeah,
you still have to respect the space. So when my time, I don't know if any of you guys ever watched the Flintstones. When the when the when the whistle blew, Fred went down the dinosaur, yada yada yada. It's the Flintstones. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is when my day's over, I shut the computer down, I shut the lid, and that's it. Um, I pretend now that space is no longer. Let time be the divider. Right now, that room is no longer my workspace.
yeah,
You need this desire. The next thing is keep the routine up. It's very easy for you to roll out of the bed, just keep the sweatpants or whatever your underwear on, and just sit in front of the computer and do your work, not even get dressed. I don't. I do the same thing. I get up, I make breakfast, I take a shower, change, yada yada yada. I get a little lazy with the beard, which is fine, but at least I keep some semblance of a routine, and that kind of it helps me a little bit cope with. But I still very mentally drained. It's tough.
yeah,
Oh, that was a ramble.
yeah. No, but it's true.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got a few nurses in the chat. Fallon,
Um,
I think Fallon's a nurse as well, or Fallon works in the hospital. She's saying
wow.
they've had to expand their COVID floors to 3 floors.
COVID floors. It's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's a good thing where I'm at is so when this pandemic first hit, our governor, they took our huge convention center, turned it into a field hospital, and we have some big hospitals here in the state. Um, and we had a spike. The hospitals never busted out of capacity. So all the field hospital stuff never got used. But the good thing is at this point in time, we have less than 100 people in the hospital in the state, and it's a small state, but we have a lot of big that's not even a tenth of the capacity. which
Yeah.
they were all worried about. Which, knock on wood, we're doing well in that regard.
Yeah.
You know, because it was scary. You know, they couldn't get PPE and all that stuff. We were so not prepared. And, you know, I don't want to, I'm going to ramble because I'm a political person. The federal government, the Trump administration got caught with their pants down and their asses got paddled. The governors in this country are who saved lives, which is why you have such a disparity between states. You know, a lot of states are doing great. Other states are doing horrible. So I don't mean to get political, but it just gets frustrating. Anyways,
Yeah.
see how we get mentally drained?
I know.
Anyways,
Right.
who's next?
John T said the book, I don't know if you saw this, the book that I mentioned is on Kindle. He had a look.
Oh, cool. Cool. I'll
Um,
definitely, my watch is out of juice. I'll definitely check it out because Kindle books are cheaper and I bring my iPad with me on the plane.
Right. I think, am I right in thinking, guys, that Marge, Richard, Leanne is next? What's happening?
Let me
'Cause I
see.
don't see your question.
Let me see.
So I think she's posted it up when she made the arrow, but
Yeah, I'm scrolling. Give me a sec. I'm scrolling back to see. What was her name? Marge?
it's Marge, Richard, brackets Leanne. So I'm not sure whether they call you Marge or Leanne.
Yeah, that's right. Because she let because then we just wait a minute. No. Crystal, you can go before me. Did we do Crystal?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. And I just said it 5 minutes ago, didn't I?
Yeah, they
Sorry,
switched
guys.
places. So Crystal's up next. It is Crystal. It is you. Then it's Marge. I think is that it?
Yeah, Crystal, then Marge, then.
Yeah, I think it's Crystal then Marge. So Crystal, your question, please. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Is Crystal still here?
Oh, there we go.
There it is. I'm looking to move. Should I begin looking now or should I wait? Ah, okay. So she's looking to move, and basically she wants to know, is there anything standing in her way? Is this the right time? Well, let's see. Wow, that was a good shuffle. I love it when they shuffle good.
Yeah. This is that Superior Smooth Make Playing Cards cardstock. It's really nice. It's to shuffle, to riffle shuffle in particular. Shuffles really well.
Oh yeah, really nice.
Yeah, it's nice and like, kind of glidey. What's that? Sorry?
How big are they? Are they smaller?
They're normal tarot size. So they are.
Is it like a normal playing card deck size?
No, normal tarot deck size. Let's see if I've got something I can compare it to. I don't know if it's the exact same tarot size or
So similar to like any of the Barbara Moore decks, like
it's more or less the exact same as a Rider-Waite.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right, who's going first? Want me to? Who went first last time? I can go first.
Oh, yeah, you go first because I don't have cards yet. Sorry.
Okay. So our first card is Two of Swords. Like I said, that this is all about balance. But what stands out to me when I picked this card up this time is the image more than the real meaning. I see someone that like, look at the swords. They look like they're going across the front of her and she's blindfolded. That feeling of trapped, you're kind of seeing that in there. That's why I love reading intuitively, and I like cards like this because sometimes the image tells me something. The next card is the Fool. I mean, although the Fool, he's the beginning of this new journey. I love this one. He looks like he's gonna trip on his foot is in the middle of that thing. The camera doesn't pick it up to, like, he's about ready to trip. But that new journey. And Page of Cups are bringers of change. Right? All right with that? Hold on a second. Where's my book again? The pages confuse me sometimes. Oh no, pages are bringer of news. So basically, bringer of news. I think now is the time. I mean, if I'm reading the cards right, start the process. There's something that is going to fall on your lap, which is what this page represents. That is gonna be what you're looking for. So that definitely start the process. That's what I'm getting from this reading. Let's see what Chris has.
Yeah, I would agree with what Dave said. I've pulled the Truth card as the kind of central card to the reading. I've done another kind of, central card or situation, do this, don't do this type reading. So I thought that might kind of tell us what we need to know here. So Truth was the central card. So basically that's all about, looking at the facts. Make sure that you're clued up on the situation. Now, when it comes to move, I think we're talking. I'm reading this as we're talking about moving house. Yeah. That's the way I'm picking up your question. If I'm wrong, then do let me know. Regardless, though, whenever it comes to making any kind of change, any kind of movement in your life, that's obviously something that you need to look into. You need to look into all the kind of details, all the legalities, the procedures behind that. But also, we've got this whole scenario that we're in right now. We've got that to think of. So that's another thing that we need to make sure that we're clued up on. Don't be scared to pull on expertise. If you find yourself out of your depth, then bring someone in who can, an expert who can help you, who can advise you. And who can put you in the know, because that's what this card is saying to me, is that you really need to be in the know and to work on the facts. I am for the do this card. We've got purpose and we've got that kind of worker bee type energy. So that is a very kind of action, now is the time for action, but action with purpose, acting with the facts behind us, what not to do. And again, we've got this desert card showing up. And the desert card for me is really, it's that idea of, just keeping going on, making a pattern of it, making a habit of it, and not really thinking about what we're doing anymore. We're just doing it because it's, it's the routine that we've got ourselves into. We're just kind of constantly walking through this desert, hoping that we're at some point we're going to magically happen upon, what we're looking for, that oasis, or, the end where the desert ends, that kind of thing. That's what not to do. So make sure that now is the time for action. Act with purpose. Make sure that you know what you know your facts. Make sure that you're clued up. If you need someone there to help you with that, to advise you, then pull on that expertise. And just make sure that you don't get to a stage where you're doing stuff and you're kind of trudging on just for the sake of it. Don't lose that purpose. That purpose is important, and that purpose comes from the facts, the truth.
Oops. I clicked the wrong thing. My God, pay
My reading
attention.
was so bad, you decided just to get rid of me.
Oops. No, oh boy. Oh, this made sense. That makes sense, Crystal? Yeah, that's right. Good. And they're talking about the desk. They're talking about my deck? Nice choice. Yeah. So this was what Lucian had me do. It's the Amazon wish list thing, and it was on there, and Mama Frog got it for me. It's a gorgeous deck. I haven't shown the backs. Did I show the backs? Look at the backs. The backs are these backs are kicking too. Look at that.
Ah, they're nice. I love a good borderless deck.
Yeah, like I mean, and let's face it, most decks are right. Most decks that you see out there are borderless, at least from where I'm sitting. It's almost like the whole border thing is going away. But there are some decks that I love with their borders, like my Wizards Tarot. I love the borders on those. It just makes it. I don't know. It just gives that card, that deck, that more nostalgic look and feel, if you would.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, who's next?
So Leanne's up next.
Yep. There it is. Question. Will Dead Mountain Haunted House be open to the public this upcoming season? Interesting. Well, we'll see what the cards say. I know what. Lucian and I were having this conversation. Like, what are we going to do for Halloween? Because here's the thing: what we used to do for Halloween, we would hit up the area haunted house places, which I think this is like what she's talking about, the Dead Mountain Haunted House. And then we would go like some of the nightclubs in Providence. Some of the gay nightclubs in Providence have haunted house, costume party type things. I don't think either of those things are happening this year. Not here. Not in Rhode Island. We're just not going to be, unless they come out with some miracle vaccine that they get to everybody. It ain't happening, and it sucks. And we had the conversation like, we buy a bunch of candy and stay home? I'm not doing that either. Sorry, kids, I'm not opening that door to 50,000 strangers who come here and want candy. Go to the store, buy your own candy, put a mask on when you go. Just stay home. So the front light's not going to be on. So I'll be the Grinch Scrooge of the neighborhood, but usually it's normal because we're usually never here. But they'll see our cars here and they'll think we're Grinches, and it's bad. And we're just going to get a bunch of horror movies and some popcorn, and we're going to just go crazy.
That'll be good.
Sucks. It really does suck. All right. Let's see what the cards say.
Yeah.
I'm only going to do one card because the first card I pull, I'm just going to use the first card. Do you want to go first, Chris?
No, I want you to go first.
Okay.
Do you know, it'll be funny because this is a yes/no question. So see, funny it says yes and the other says no.
And yes, no, and this is what I picked. This is what came out. I just don't see it happening. That's yeah. That's what I pulled. Chris, what did you get?
So I pulled the fire card. Um, it's funny because like I I'm not really a yes no. I don't really tend to do a lot of yes no questions. So I don't know. I think maybe I should get into the pendulum for those types of questions because they can that kind of tends to be a bit better. What I've pulled a couple of cards, and one of the cards that I've pulled here is the time card. Um, it might be that there just needs to be a bit more time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like the fire's a very active energy, so I'm like I don't know if that's saying if that's talking about the haunted house being active, if that's trying to say yes to the answer to the question. I don't, I kind of struggle with yes no questions. I'll be totally honest. So let's go with Dave's answer being no, and my answer here will be in time, but not the answer to your question as to this season in 2020. No, because I think it needs more time. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's probably the best answer that we can give to that.
Yeah, and to be fair, I did actually pull 3 cards. I lied, but for relevance though, 5 of Cups, which is uncertainty. 5 of Swords, which is uncertainty, and in different aspects. I'm not even going to go into describing the cards. It's just leads up to this card. It's definitely when time with the times and the way the world is, all the uncertainty out there with the pandemic and all of that. Just don't. I don't see it's. I don't think it's going to happen. Now here in the States, it's going to depend. I'll tell you what the cards are saying, and this is going to be the Wiz's opinion too. They may be some crazy lunatic states like Florida or Texas or Alabama where they just don't care how many people die. They may just say, oh, yeah, have your haunted house. Hey, the gyms are open, the bars are open, the nightclubs are open down there, which is why, they're getting thousands of cases a day. I think Florida reached another record number of cases the other day and how many positive through the entire thing. So yeah, they may have their haunted houses open. Is it a good idea to go? I don't.
Yeah, so for Ma to do the same thing and give that context and be open about the cards that I had pulled. So I'd say about the fire card. I also pulled this, which is the gifts and talents card. So these two cards for me are really the energy of a haunted house. It's the kind of idea of that kind of creativity that goes into it. Someone's mind child has gone into creating that and creating that for the wonder and the awe of the people who come to visit it. That energy is still there, but like I say, the last card I pulled was the time card. It just needs time.
Yeah.
Um, some opal. This is the Tokwitch Oracle. Oh yeah, Sophie's posted a link to it.
That's the link.
So Zane,
I just noticed I'm like looking like this. It's almost like, yeah, Chris, I'm bored. That's not the case. My screen is there, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. I gotta take the computer and put it up there like a teleprompter so I can work the camera and the screen at the same time. But yeah, Chris is holding up. Let me make Chris big again so you can show a few more cards. It's the what is it? The Tokwitch Oracle.
It's called the Tokwitch Oracle. Is its official name, but I've dubbed it the Zoracle because it's Zane, the Tokwitch, who comes into the chats and who's part of this community. It's him that's created this Oracle, from royalty-free photographs that he's obtained online. So the Zoracle is Zane Oracle smushed together into one word. So there's just show some of the cards that we've not really seen tonight. So we've got the friendship card. We've got a flock of flamingos there on that card. We've seen plenty of the desert card. We've got the beautiful moon card. So it's kind of hard to see, I guess. You can just see that moon shining through there. The inner child card. It's like the ball pit.
Oh, ball pit.
The witch. So you can almost get this idea of the kind of witch in the misty woods. Seen that. There's this amazing ancestor card. Yeah.
Those are cool. Those are really cool cards.
Yeah, they're really nice, and I find they speak loud and clear, so they do. There's balance as well. Look at that. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. But you can go on to make playing cards, and I think you can look through and see all the cards. So you can if you want to go on and have a look.
Yeah, I'll put the links in the CrossPass Facebook group. And it's in the chat. I'll put that up. I just wanted Marge put this comment out. You guys are making me cry. Okay, I won't go to auditions. I will tell them tomorrow. She was gonna work there. Still, you do not. I would not be around that many people.
I mean, auditions. Going to an audition for something that's not necessarily. You're not like kind of pinning your. What's the expression? Pinning your colours to the mast, or setting anything in stone. There's no harm in doing that. If it turns out it doesn't open, then at least you've showcased those gifts and talents, which I've shuffled the card into the deck now, but you've showed them that you've got those gifts and talents. They'll remember you when it does, when that time comes for it to open. Don't necessarily think that it would be a bad thing to do that.
Yeah. I think the tone of what, even with the cards saying, is, you can go on the auditions. I would be very careful. They may open, they may not open. If they open, I would be very careful and find out what they're doing to keep you safe. Because that's the big scary thing right now. And that's more of my advice than the reading, I guess. I care about you guys, so it's like you guys are like, this community is like a family. I want everyone to stay safe. So that there is the link to the, what is it? The Zoracle?
It's called the Tokwitch Oracle.
No, but what do you?
I call it the Zoracle.
The Zoracle, okay. Yeah. It's the Tokwitch Oracle. That's the link to the site to pick it up. That's the deck that Chris is using, and it was created by the Tokwitch, who is in this. I don't know if he's still here, but he was in here.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah,
I posted some comments the other now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the cardstock is amazing. It is that superior smooth, so it's really it's that kind of glidey. It's the one where when you put it down, sometimes the top card just decides to kind of glide off of its own accord,
cool.
Which I quite like. And it's really nice to riffle shuffle if you're a riffle shuffler. Then this is really nice cardstock for that.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah.
I mean, and I'll tell you, I've never been too picky on cardstock. It just depends on what I can pick up and shuffle, and I think it's a combination of the size of the card and the thickness of the cardstock. Like my Wizards Tarot cards, they're tiny. They're like the size of regular playing cards. I can shuffle those things all day long. These cards here, they're your typical Barbara Moore. Was this made by Barbara Moore? Oh yeah, it was. A text by Barbara Moore. That typical size that you would get from, what we have here, like from the Wizard or the Tavern in Wonderland, the Forest. All of those are the same. This kind of standard size that most of the commercial decks are. It's what it comes down to. Like most of the commercial decks are like this size. And I can shuffle them really good. But there's some gorgeous decks that are gigantic that I just can't read with because I can't shuffle them. Those really huge cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did everyone, right?
Yeah, I think that's everyone, isn't it? Let's just got to the end of the list.
Yes, we got to the end of the list. And it only took us 2 hours and 5 minutes. So it's 11:05 where you at? That's not too bad. I'm up
12:05.
I'm up to I'm definitely we stay up till about 11:30. Parked in front of the television.
It's 12:05, Dave. I'm 5 hours ahead of you. So
12:05.
Yeah, it's just after midnight.
Oh shit. Yeah, that sucks. All right, anyways.
It's fine. Cool. And yeah, to answer, I think was Leanne, you asked if the video will be up for replay later. Yeah, I think they go on pretty much right away onto the channel, onto Cross Paths, don't they, Dave?
Yeah, once the live finishes up, I think it takes a little bit of time for them to process things or whatever. But yes, it'll be available for replay. Yes.
Cool. Excellent.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for all your amazing chat. Thanks for coming on and for letting us do these readings for you. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Chris, for joining us once again. You hear I think at this point, why even? I'm going to stop thanking you. You're just like you're the co-star of the show.
I'm just part of the furniture now. Just can't get rid of me.
That's what I feel like. Furniture over here. The COVID effect. But yeah, thank all you guys for joining and have a great rest of your week and stay safe.
Cool. See you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait a minute. Boy, did I click the wrong thing. Wow. Hold on a second.
This is exciting.
Again. This dizzy. Oh, man. I don't even know which one it is. Oh, it ain't that one.